Do you have an offer that has a long sales cycle? Usually that's what there is when you've got expensive offers. Whether you are promoting an expensive piece of industrial equipment that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, or an executive education program that can run $20,000 to $50,000, or an event organizer where the attendees pay $2,000 to $10,000. Those types of marketing campaigns, it's not just about awareness. The people need to have confidence that what you are offering them is going to solve a problem they have or achieve a goal. Think about the executive education programs. Why do people take them? Because they feel that education is going to help their career get to the next level. They have to be sure when they sign up, the time commitment, the financial commitment, that is really going to move their career to that next level. You purchase that expensive piece of equipment. You have to make sure that equipment is going to work correctly with all the other equipment on the floor, and that your people, your employees, know how to use that machine. Is it easy to use? How hard is the learning curve to get that piece of machinery in there so you can use it to its full capacity? This is what I want to talk about today. But this is a hard thing.
Before we jump in, your host is Donna Peterson, and you are listening to the B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. We come to you every week with actionable tips and suggestions that can help you be more efficient, create better marketing plans, and be a salesperson that really closes those leads.
This morning during our team meeting, it became apparent, and I know this might shock you all, but yes, we're a marketing company and we have to market ourselves all the time. Our clients are of that high level where they're dealing with expensive offers. So the same hurdles you're all dealing with, we deal with ourselves at World Innovators. And the thing this morning, as we were talking about, oh, okay, how's the podcast doing? How's the newsletter doing? What should the emails do? What type of media buying should we do? One thing that became very apparent is that we see out in the marketplace that AI, it's faster, it's going to help us, it's great, we're going to be able to turn this stuff around. But it's a double-edged sword. And let me explain why. Yes, we're getting this stuff done faster, and so is everybody else. So that means there's even more content out there that you're competing against. How can we all get our messages seen by the right people? And because of the offers we have, our content has to show trust. You've got to take the time to really get to know the individual and build those relationships that instill trust. But how do we do this? Yes, you can sit down with ChatGPT and you can work on your prompting and how you can continue to ask it. Say, from now on, when I ask a question, ask 5 more questions so that the answer you get is very specific to what you need. That can definitely help. But before we start to even talk about AI, we have to figure out how can we make these campaigns more successful. One of the things when you've got a high valued item is your marketing can't be just transactional. It all has to be about education. Don't be talking about your product. Talk more about their goals, their challenges. How can your product help them with this? It has to be about them. It cannot be about you. I know I must sound like a broken record when I talk about that because it's something even in house we have to work on because it's so hard. Your business, it's easier for you to go out there. For us, it is so easy to say, hey, we're a 44-year-old company. We have all this knowledge and experience. You should work with us. You almost want to pound it into their heads, but that's not going to work. And I'll tell you, it does not work. What does work is when we sit back and truly get to know the audience, understand them. You almost have to become them. You want to create that content where they read it and they're like, oh my goodness, World Innovators can definitely help us. It's not going to be like all those other marketing initiatives that I've tried before in the past where I spent thousands of dollars. No, you've got to educate them. So, what will happen here is if you set up campaigns across multiple channels where every piece of content you put out in the marketplace educates the individual, what happens is marketing and sales is now working to create that valuable content. But now your sales cycle is going to be shorter because by that time, that individual reaches out to you. They've already answered most of their questions. Think about it between your own promotions, whether it's emails, the banners you place, phone calls, looking on Chat GPT about how can World Innovators help you, or going to the World Innovators GPT that's out there for the public where anyone can go ask questions about B2B marketing and get some suggestions as if they're sitting down talking to me. They're going to know right then, hey, I need to work with World Innovators. They understand my market. So there's the first thing. You've got to go and make sure that all your marketing is about educating and that each piece out there, it's not the same education point. You want multiple different points that kind of, and I hate saying, but does move them along the buyer's journey. But it really, I just think reinforces the messaging, gives them more validity that you definitely can help them, then they'll want to work with you. What channels to use? When you have these expensive items, it cannot be one off. No one is going to buy an expensive piece of equipment or sign up for a program when they receive that one email. First of all, there's financing. If it's a large piece of equipment, they've got to go. They got to make sure the financing is ordered. They've got to also figure out the logistics of getting the piece of equipment, how long it will take to get into the equipment. So there is a lot of behind the scenes of making that purchase that has to be determined before they can go in. And if it's an industrial auction, place a bid. Just like an executive education program, some of those programs that are out there from very prestigious universities are expensive, but it also is a time commitment. If you are going to put your job on hold so that you can go for a week to this institution and get this training, you have to work that out. You've got to take that time. Take that time out of work so that you can go, but you also got to get the price approved before you can register to go to this course. So one-off will not work. What we have seen work is when people use different multiple channels. Of course, our basis here at World Innovators, we started as a traditional marketing company and helped people with mailing lists. That's right, mailing lists. I am a strong proponent of utilizing all channels that are out there right now to build that relationship that instills the trust so you get people to buy. And that means postal campaigns, email campaigns, banner sponsorships, podcast sponsorships, phone calls, and the list goes on. It really depends on your specific industry, your offer, and your target audience on what channels you should be on because where have you seen the traction? Where are they? But the things we've seen is when you create an email marketing message that speaks directly to them, they are going to read it, but they're not going to buy right away. They're going to wait, but then all of a sudden they're on an industry specific publication in your specific area and they see a banner. Oh, that's right. That's a piece of equipment I want to buy. Oh, that's that executive education program I want to go to. And then maybe they get the magazine in and they're feeling this quality publication. This is where you, as a company, can ride the coattails of these good quality publishers because when someone is reading, and I wish I had one around me, I don't think I do, a quality publication, that quality of the paper they use, the printing, the cover, that all kind of permeates into you and your brand. People think, wow, they're in this publication. They must be a quality publication. Plus, what you get from print and a postal campaign is people know that costs money. It's not as easy as sending out just an email. That takes money to get that postal campaign or that print ad in, and that gives you validity. That shows you are here to stay. You are in this industry to help people. You're investing in it, so they should invest in you. It all adds up. You go in those different channels, you get them so that they work together in a cohesive fashion that builds that confidence that they want to buy from you. And then you set up different campaigns. It could be a 2-time email blast with a banner in between. Now, we have done that for an auction. It increased their registrants by 36% because we positioned it in such a way. And usually the email blasts are within a 2 week of each other. The banner was in between because what it did is that first one went out with value, said, okay, there's this auction coming up. People were thinking about the equipment up for sale. Then they saw the banner. Then maybe they get the email that says some urgency. Hey, this auction is happening tomorrow. If you want that equipment, you better be ready. You better register so you can bid. And that helped improve the response rate. You give them that one off, guess what? 2 weeks later, they forget. They'll be sitting at their desk saying, oh my gosh, that's right. I wanted that HPLC machine, but the auction was yesterday. The same thing happens with executive education programs, and it's probably happened to all of you. I know it's happened to me. I've gotten something in, or it's a trade show I really want to go to. I get it. I'm like, oh, I should go to that trade show. I know I can meet so and so there. I want to attend. I can see some clients around the side. But what happens is I don't get it into my calendar. I don't sign up to go to the trade show. And then other things get booked and I get bumped out of going to that trade show. With executive education programs, it's the same thing. You hear about the program, you're like, wow, this is great. I really want to register for this, but I've got to check with my boss to make sure it's okay. I've got to make sure I've got other people to cover my spot at work. I've got to make sure I don't have another requirement someplace else. That takes time. So you don't register it. If you don't get a reminder about the program, you don't sign up. And this is where, if you are dealing with that expensive offer, you need to work on that. You need to set it up where you can hit them in multiple places. For an executive education program, one of the things I absolutely love is sending out program guides of all their programs to the individual. It's a nice quality piece. People are not going to get it and throw it out because they want to go through and see all the programs that are being up for offered. And they go through and see which ones fit them. Maybe they need some accreditation every year, so they need to look at it. Maybe they're dealing with a crisis, so they need to look at that for crisis management. Maybe they need some more sustainability initiatives or figure out how to incorporate more sustainability within their organization. You send someone that program guide and they will keep it and it'll sit on their desk. But let's say they don't keep it. Even if they just get it, they quickly look at it, they thumb through it, and they said, I don't need it. Guess what? Your institution, your programs got more eyes on it than when you send an email. Yes, you heard me. It takes longer for someone to pick out the piece, look at it, and throw it out. It takes a lot longer than hitting that delete button. Just like a phone call. You leave a message for someone, they're going to listen to it. Even if they don't listen to it all the way through, they will know that you reached out to them, who you are. Again, they are listening about you and your brand for a longer period of time than an email. Now, when I say this, you might think, oh, Donna, Lynn, are you discounting email? No, I'm not. Because email is still, especially when you have time sensitive offers, an auction coming up, a program that's about to begin, a trade show, you need email. You definitely need email. What I am saying is you can use different channels to help support that email to get the individual to take action because when they go to buy and register, they're going to do that online. I don't know many people now, oh yeah, I want to buy that equipment. Let me write a check. I'm going to send it through the mail. It doesn't work like that anymore. But this is where we all have to evolve with the new technologies, but don't forget the old ones. Don't forget about traditional marketing because right now they're being well received. The mailboxes are empty. Businesses are probably getting five, at most maybe 10 pieces a day. I don't even think a business is getting really 10 pieces a day unless that's your main thrust. But promotion pieces, I'm going to say 5 to 10 pieces a day. And so they're able to go through it. They're able to look at it. Just if you send, and I love this one for some of my clients, let's say you do have a trade show. People come to the trade show. What would it be if you sent them a nice handwritten note afterwards? Thank you for attending our trade show. We know your time is precious and we thank you for picking our show to attend. We hope to see you next year. Plant the seed, tell them to block off the date and get it out there. Recently, I did a podcast with Hallmark Business Connections, and you can sign up with them, and they will get these nice personal notes out to each individual at scale. And it comes in a nice, it could be whatever envelope, but it can come in a nice gold envelope with that Hallmark stamp on the back, with it looking like it's handwritten. You open the card inside. It looks like it's handwritten, but it is all done by machine, and that's how they're able to do it at scale. But you do that, and it shows up in a regular greeting card envelope. People are going to open it because they're just curious. We're curious creatures. So they're going to open it, but they are going to remember it. They're going to remember it. Oh my goodness, that was FabTech that sent me that note. I got to make sure I go to their show because they are doing it right. And when you have expensive offers, you have to do it right. You have to be across multiple channels, offering value each time, whether it is how to buy in an auction setting, whether it's how to get financing. What are you going to learn from this program? Here is a quick podcast of the first part of the program. What sessions are you going to get at this trade show? Who will you be able to meet? educate people on this so that they realize it will definitely fulfill their needs in achieving their goals or overcoming a challenge. You do that with multiples. Now, I know at the beginning it sounded like I was bashing AI, and I'm not. I love AI. I talk about it all the time. What I am saying is we've got to be very careful because right now people are generating tons of AI content. Some people are not doing it correctly. They are just copying and pasting, regurgitating everything that chat or any of the generative AI platforms are giving them and putting it out there in the marketplace. It's crowding up the marketplace and it's getting harder for us to get our marketing messages out there. What you can do is you can utilize AI to really help you fine tune and give you those special messages, give you that value-based messaging and how to change it based on the channel so that each piece, it's like a building block, builds up to where the person has enough confidence to go buy. You can use ChatGPT or the generative AIs to do that. But please, it's always a baseline. It's an intern. It is up to you to go in there, tweak it so it sounds like your brand and it sounds like you. So if something comes from Donna Peterson, I want it to sound like me, grounded. This is the way it is. I'm not going to be extremely salesy. That is not my, that's just not my way of doing things. So ChatGPT can help you with ideas of content. It can help you with creating a tone that would work for specific titles, whether I'm talking to a CEO or I'm talking to a marketing director or a CFO, there has to be I've got to change the tone so it resonates with them. The other thing is Descript. It's a great resource for videos. I love videos because videos, just talked about so much AI content out there. When you film yourself, you see it's me. These are my thoughts. This is my voice. You can tell by the way I speak where I mess up, when I get tongue-tied. I am not following a script. And that's where Descript videos, podcasting is going to be a way for high valued items to stand above the competition because you are going to show there is a real human. They're going to show where you're located. They're going to show your thoughts. And this is going to help you stand out from your competition. And people will realize this isn't AI generated. This is the real deal. AI can help support you and your team so you can get more done. Then you can work on that strategy of what channels, the timing. Timing is extremely important. You can't just be throwing up social media posts, sending out this, doing this. No, it has to all work in a cohesive way. So, like I said, it builds off of each other and it makes that people realize that you know what you're talking about. They begin to trust you. They have confidence that when they work with you or when they buy your product or they take your course, you're going to give them exactly what you need. With these offers, with offers that are expensive and have a longer sales cycle, don't just promote. You have to educate. Educate, solve, support them, show that you care, show that you understand their situation, understand their industry, what equipment they need, understand the programs they have and the individuals that would most benefit from the program. They don't want all registrants to just sign up for the course. They want people that will find value out of it because then it makes their programs more engaging. Think about it. That's how you can charge that much, is if those programs really have that engaging aspect that gets the individuals to think outside the box. If you'd like help sitting down and just brainstorming about your specific offer, what channels, maybe a sequence that would be good for you, please feel free to reach out to me and we could set up a 30-minute free consultation just because I want to show you some options that I've seen work that could work for you. Until next week, I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, handle AI properly, and it can be a great tool. It's not about quantity, it is about quality. Have a good day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the World Innovators B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. If you'd like to be updated when new episodes come out, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out our social media accounts to stay up to date on B2B marketing trends.